Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Matrix Game of Life. Today we're going to talk about source and source fractals.
Hello Matrix Game of Life subscribers, and welcome to this YouTube channel. If you find that you have benefited from the videos offered, please say thank you with a gift to help keep this channel up and running. A PayPal link will be found in the description box section of Matrix Game videos. May you prosper and be in good health.
Okay. For over 50 years of my life, I searched for God. And I went down a lot of paths. I'm not going to get into them all. They were numerous. They all ended up kind of like in a dead end, and I reached a point where I was like, I've had it. I understood that I had no idea what God was. I allude to that in the video I put up just prior to this video. Anyhow, I quit using the word God because I found out that just that word itself was a major mind stumbling block for me. Because when I really looked at it and got honest with myself, I saw God as a singular being that had all kind of bells and whistles, could do all kinds of like marvelous stuff. And there was something wrong with that, and I knew it. You know, you ask people to explain to you what their inner vision or what the word God means to them, and I never did a big survey, but I would imagine that 8 times out of 10 people were going to relate the word God with a man, a physical, well, maybe not physical, but having the shape of a man with long white hair and a beard, of course, and a long flowing robe with gold chest band and all kind of cherubim and cherubim and angels flying around and millions of people sitting out, billions of people, who knows, sitting out in front of them singing hallelujah for eternity. Nope. So I decided to change the word and replace it with the word source. Now, that doesn't bring up visions of a man or a woman or a humanoid type of being up there somewhere. It's a rather broad term, but at the same time it's very, very specific. Now, to explain or to characterize or describe source, well, that's beyond words. It is. I'm not even going to attempt it. What I will say about source is this. Source, of course, is the source of everything, is in everything, through everything, and nothing exists that is not source. Nothing. Source is boundless. There's no up and down, left and right, height, width, depth, center. There's nothing outside of source. It's everywhere and nowhere. Source is neutral. In this matrix, this secondary, illusory, virtual reality game that we play, that in itself takes 100 videos because it is so mind-boggling, sophisticated and intricate and amazing. But little by little, video by video, we'll build upon. We've got to lay a foundation first, because you're going to hear things, knowledge and concepts that in my wildest dreams I couldn't dream, never would have entered into my imagination even. It came to me kind of like as a bolt of lightning, a revelation. But anyhow, back to source. Source is neutral. The matrix is duality. Love and hate, up and down, left and right, good and bad, this or that, white or black, hot or cold. That's called duality. Outside of the matrices, there's more than one matrix. We'll get into that eventually. And I don't like to say in the realm of the spirit, but I'm going to have to use a lot of words. Some of them might sound religious, or I might, but because what's trying to be explained is extremely difficult to grasp, let alone believe. It takes a while. It takes a while. We all got to be patient and just let it go. Source is neutral. Source doesn't care what you do. In this game that we're playing, everything is permissible, but not all things are beneficial. There are repercussions to the choices that we make. But source is neutral. There's no judgmentalism. There's nothing like that. It's called neutrality. It's like watching two football teams playing, and both of them, both teams and neither team, are your favorite. You don't care who wins. It's just a game. To become impartial and neutral takes a little bit of what I call shadow work, dealing with the subconscious, where a lot of stuff lays hidden, and you can learn to dig it out, throw it away, or make it work for you. But anyhow, Source is beyond words, indescribable. You know, it brings to mind a part of a poem I heard. Lift up a rock, and there am I. Go to the top of the hill, and there am I. Open up an oyster at the bottom of the ocean, and there am I. Things like that. Nothing exists. Nothing outside of Source. About, I don't know, maybe 18, 20 months ago or so, somewhere in that area, I was having a conversation with my son, who at the time was about 31 years old. And he said something to me that kind of summed everything up. He said, Dad, he said, listen. He said, either God is everything, or God is not at all. And I went, yes. My son understood that. God doesn't do anything except be. So trying to describe Source is, well, there's been a zillion pages written about it, and the best explanation anybody came up with was that it Source can't be explained. There's no words for it. It's a concept that has to be, it's like an understanding. You understand something you can't say. Now, part of my lifelong search was also, you know, when you're looking for God, you're also looking for a meaning and purpose to life. A long time ago, I heard a guy, his name was Alan Watts. He was giving a lecture out in Berkeley, and he said, everybody wants to know what the purpose and meaning of life is. And he said, why does there have to be one? That made sense to me at the time. Now, I do believe that we do have a purpose. It isn't anything that you might think it is. And that gets in to the second part of what I wanted to talk about here, which is what I term Source-Fractal. F-R-A-C-T-A-L. Source-Fractal. If you stick around, you'll be learning a few new terms that you probably never heard before. I hope you do stick around. If you're listening to this, there's a good chance, I'm not saying it's absolutely certain, but there's a good chance that you hit a frequency where you're ready to hear it. A lot of people will think it's hogwash, and that's okay too. I mean, I don't care. But a source fractal. Now, I'll have to use human terminology to explain something that really has to be understood. And the understanding just has to come that our human body, it's made up of trillions of cells. cells, cells. They're all pretty much identical, although there are markers in the DNA of particular cells that pulls it in. It has a specific job to do, along with a bunch of other cells like it, like the heart muscle. The cells of the heart are made to conduct electricity and beat and pump blood. You know, the heart muscle, the cells of the heart are not made for, kicking a football. Other muscles do that. So each cell has a specific function. Source consists of innumerable, if I ever knew, I don't remember, innumerable cells called fractals. And these cells, like the cells of our body, they have a specific function. I've come to realize that my purpose, my source fractal cell, its purpose is to experience. That's right, that's my purpose, is to experience. I am what I've come to know as being a source player. That's just English language jargon. My purpose is to experience. Everything that I experience, Source experiences. Now, how is that? It's because we are fractals, each of us. Well, most of us, some of us. That's another story why it's not all inclusive. Some of us are fractals. We are holographic representations of the whole, a fractal of the whole, containing all the attributes of the whole, all the knowledge of the whole, all the empowerment as the whole. In fact, we're identical. I'll tell a little religious story that's an example of this. One day, Jesus is walking along with a couple guys, and they said to him, hey, show us this Father that you're always talking about. And Jesus says, well, look, man, he said, I've been with you a long time. He says, don't you get it? He said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. I and the Father are one. You can make the exact same claim because it's true. You are Source. You are a fractal of Source. It's possible to open up that pipeline, so to speak. And if you have a question, pop, it's answered immediately. Because you know all things already. They're all with, I hate to use the word within, because these bodies that we are, I'm not talking about within that. It's, we are not what we appear to be. In fact, nothing is what it appears to be. But I don't want to, it's so easy to go off on a tangent. So I'm pretty new to making videos, and I've never been known for my oratory skills. I'm a better writer, which isn't saying much, but anyhow, be patient with me. Nothing exists that is not source. Source is all and all. What part of all are you not? I'm just laying a very basic foundation which we're going to build upon. That for me, everything that I thought that I knew about God or source, I didn't. I didn't have a clue. I do now. I remember things that I didn't even know I knew. That's another story. So there is source, unbounded, unspeakable, incomprehensible, except by understanding, by having the knowledge that you are source. You are that already. You are a source fractal, a cell. And if you're watching this video, the function of your cell is probably to play, to experience. Right now, we are experiencing what we call the secondary matrix. I'm going to throw the first thing out. You really got to stop and think about. If you're a player and you're playing the matrix game of life, you are not even here. And everything that you see and hear, smell, taste, and touch is an illusion. It's not real. You are somewhere else. And you are hooked up to what I call, and this is an original with me, I've heard it put this way, I like the word, hooked up to the demiurge, which is incomprehensible level of sophistication and power of artificial intelligence that is feeding your mind only. You're connected to it mentally, feeding your mind all of this. And it's a game. It's a game that, in terms of linear time, a long time ago, You may have been among those who created it all. You created the game, implemented it, volunteered to come into it, had your mind wiped, so that when you got here, you wouldn't remember anything that was done prior, and you started playing a game that is devilishly hard. It's extremely hard. It is so hard that over thousands and thousands and thousands of years and lifetimes, I only know of one winner, and I suspect there's another, but I won't get into that. I'm not into beliefs or conjecture or theories or anything like that. What I'm going to put out is, if I don't know it, I'm not saying it. To come to the realization that we're playing a game, an actual game that we created. If you're a Source player, if you are a Source player, not everybody is, but if you are, that should light you up, because it answers a lot of questions that you've probably had up to this point. And there's so much more. So much more. I'm excited. I did some, should I put videos out here or should I not? And then I knew to do it. I knew to do it. When you know, you don't question. So, well, look, I got almost 30 minutes of video here, and normally my videos won't be that long, but this is my introductory video, and what I want you to take away from it is that 3 things. There is nothing that exists that is not Source. Nothing. What is that strange noise? 2 is, since nothing exists that is not Source, that means that you are Source. That's what you are. You are that. You are a fractal of the whole and contain everything the whole contains. Everything. And 3 is, you are playing the Matrix game of life. It is a game. It is a game. It's marvelous. Okay, listen. Thanks for hearing me out. I hope you stick around. Subscribe to my channel. Along the line, if you start benefiting from all the work that I put in, not just to making the video, it took me over 50 years of work to get to this point where I had something to make a video about. And if you can appreciate that, and if it's beneficial to you, there's a PayPal link in the description box of all of my videos. I thank you for a gift. Thank you. I'll thank you up front. part of the game. Making a living is part of the game. So, all right. Till we meet up again, health, wealth, and prosperity be with you, always. So long, over